All right, buckle up, everybody, because we're going deep on the NBA season opener. Bulls Pelicans, Wednesday night, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
Should be a good one.
We've got predictions, we've got injury reports, even a little bit of history just to kind of set the table. But the big question is, can this new-look Bulls roster handle the offensive firepower of the Pelicans?
Yeah, that's really what we're going to unpack today. And it's fascinating because this matchup really kind of embodies this league-wide shift that we've seen towards this offense-first style of basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw teams like the Warriors, build dynasties on this. And the Pelicans, it seems like they're really trying to follow suit.
Okay, so let's break down these roster shakeups. The Bulls had a busy offseason. DeRozan gone, Caruso traded. They bring in Josh Giddey. Can he be the leader that they need?
Yeah.
Especially after, that playoff benching last season in OKC.
Yeah, I mean, Giddey's obviously a talented playmaker, but leadership, that's a whole other ballgame. And then you've got the Zach LaVine situation, still on the roster, but, those trade rumors are swirling. Plus, you got Lonzo Ball back finally after that long injury layoff.
Oh, man. A healthy Lonzo could be huge for them.
Oh, yeah.
When he's a force on both ends of the court. And we can't forget about Nikola Vucevic. He's putting up double-doubles like it's nothing. That's 10 points, 10 rebounds for anybody who's new to the NBA lingo.
Yeah.
But making the playoffs has been a struggle for this Bulls team. Can this new roster change that?
Yeah, it's a tough question. They've got their work cut out for them. The East is a beast. Now, the Pelicans, they made some big moves, too.
Yeah.
Snagging DeJounte Murray, that was a major win for them.
No, absolutely.
I mean, now you've got what some are calling a big four: Murray, McCollum, Ingram, and a healthy Zion Williamson.
Talk about offensive firepower.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of Zion, the injury report has him listed as questionable for the opener. It's going to have Pelicans fans sweating a little bit.
No doubt Williamson's a game changer when he's on the court. But, those recurring injuries are a concern. And it's not just him. Murray and Jose Alvarado are questionable, too. So a lot of uncertainty surrounding that lineup.
It's like they're playing Jenga with their roster. High-stakes Jenga.
Exactly. High-stakes Jenga.
And to make things even more interesting, they lost Jonas Valanciunas in the offseason. That leaves a pretty big hole in their front court.
Yeah, and that's where it gets really interesting. Because they're planning to run this super unconventional lineup with Williamson and Herb Jones essentially as their centers.
Whoa, hold up. Williamson at center. That's a bold move,
Yeah.
Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there? Are they just ditching defense altogether?
Well, it's a calculated gamble for sure. They're prioritizing speed and offensive versatility over traditional size and interior defense. It's like they're saying we're going to outscore you no matter what.
So basically they're betting on their offensive firepower to overcome any defensive weaknesses. With that much talent, I can see why they'd be tempted to go all in on offense.
Right.
That reminds me of those live by the three, die by the three Warriors teams.
Exactly. And in today's NBA, with the emphasis on, three-pointers and fast-paced offenses, it might just work.
Right.
But it's a high-risk, high-reward strategy for sure, especially against teams with, strong front courts.
Which brings us back to the Bulls. They lost their best defender, Alex Caruso, in the offseason. So their defense is already a question mark coming into this season. Could this be a recipe for an absolute offensive explosion?
Oh, it certainly looks that way. And, they say offense sells tickets. This high-risk, high-reward approach, it's definitely caught the attention of the odds makers.
Oh, yeah. What are they saying? Give me the numbers.
Well, DraftKings has the total points set at 225.5. That's pretty high for an opening night matchup.
So they're expecting a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
What about BetMGM? Are they seeing things the same way?
Pretty much, yeah. They've got the over-under at 225.5 as well. Seems like everyone's anticipating a shootout.
Makes sense, right? You've got all that offensive talent on both sides. And, the Bulls' defense is looking a little shaky without Caruso. It's like they're inviting the Pelicans to just run up the score.
Exactly. And if we look at the history between these two teams, it seems like high-scoring games are the norm. 8 out of their last 10 matchups have gone over the total points line.
So history is on the side of the over. But what's really catching my eye is the confidence level of these predictions. Some analysts are all in on the over, while others are a bit more hesitant.
Yeah, it's understandable, It's early in the season. We're dealing with some key injuries. Plus, the Pelicans' new strategy is a complete wild card. It could be a stroke of genius that unlocks their full potential, or it could blow up in their faces.
It's a gamble for sure, but that's what makes this game so exciting, right? It's not just about the final score. It's about seeing how these teams adapt and evolve and really set the tone for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. We've talked a lot about the players and the strategies, but there's another layer to this matchup that we haven't really touched on yet, and that's the coaching battle.
Oh, you're right. How might Billy Donovan's coaching style for the Bulls clash with Willie Green's approach for the Pelicans? Especially considering that unique Pelicans lineup.
That's a great question. I mean, Donovan's known for his defensive schemes. Will he try to exploit the Pelicans' lack of size inside? Or will he adjust his game plan to match their fast-paced offense? And on the other side, will Green stick with this unconventional lineup if it starts to backfire?
These are the kinds of questions that keep me up at night, man. It's like a chess match between two brilliant minds.
And the stakes are high. A win in the season opener, it can really set the tone for the entire year. It can boost morale and give a team that much-needed confidence.
Especially for a team like the Bulls who are trying to prove that they can be contenders. A win against a high-powered team like the Pelicans, that would send a message to the rest of the league.
No doubt about it, and for the Pelicans. A win would validate their bold new strategy, show the NBA that they're a force to be reckoned with.
So we've got these two teams with revamped rosters, new strategies. Two coaches with something to prove. It's a recipe for an explosive and unpredictable game.
And that's what makes this season opener so compelling, right?
Yeah.
It's a microcosm of the wider NBA landscape. This blend of established stars, rising talent, and innovative strategies.
And you know what else is fascinating? We've been talking about all these X's and O's. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the players. Their individual performances, their chemistry, their will to win. Yeah, it's like those old Western movies, Two gunslingers facing off at high noon.
Oh, yeah.
Except in this case, the guns are basketballs and the bullets are three-pointer.
And the whole league's watching to see who's the fastest draw in the West, or in this case, the East and the West.
Exactly. And that kind of brings us back to our initial question. Can the Bulls' new-look roster handle the Pelicans' offensive firepower? We've analyzed the rosters, the injuries, the strategies, the coaching matchups, the historical trends, even the betting odds. So what's the verdict?
Well, it's tough to say for sure. There's so many variables at play, but I think it's safe to say this game has all the ingredients for a classic. You got two teams with something to prove, two dynamic offenses, and two coaches who aren't afraid to take risks.
So are we saying it's going to be like a three-point contest out there? Might need to watch this game with a scorecard?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. But beyond the points and the stats, I'm excited to see those individual matchups. Giddey versus McCollum, Levine versus Ingram, Vucevic trying to contain Williamson if he plays.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a battle.
And let's not forget about the pace. The Pelicans want to push the tempo. Will the Bulls be able to keep up? Or will they try to slow things down, force the Pelicans to play their game?
That's a key strategic decision that Donovan's going to have to make. And it'll be interesting to see how Green adjusts if the Bulls do try to disrupt their flow.
So much to think about, so much to anticipate. This game, it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's a glimpse into what promises to be a thrilling NBA season, filled with surprises and upsets and...
Absolutely. And remember, this is just the beginning. We're in for a wild ride this season.
So there you have it. You're all prepped and ready to watch the Bulls and the Pelicans clash. With a deeper understanding of the game, you know the players, you know the strategies, you know the stakes.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Keep that scorecard handy.
Because this one's going to be good. And hey, this is just the start. We'll be back with another deep dive soon, breaking down another must-watch matchup, uncovering even more hidden storylines from around the league.
You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this you crazy mother...